Hello YouTube and welcome to your 7th Microsoft Visual C++ 2010 Express tutorial. And in this tutorial I'll be teaching you the if statement. Now the if statement is going to be one of the most used statements that you're going to use in pretty much any language. It's the most useful, and I don't think I've seen a program without it except for like really simple ones that are just for beginners. But if you're going to learn any language, the if statement is something it's really easy to learn, and you're going to be using it all the time. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm going to open up the project from the last tutorial and go ahead, delete this, and we're going to start off by making two variables. So int num1 and then int num2. Now everything that we're going to be using in this tutorial is going to be building off the earlier tutorials. So if you haven't watched those, go back and watch those. Unless you already know all this stuff, then you can just keep watching from here. So now we're going to declare string math type. Okay, so now we've declared num1 and num2, and then we created a string called math type. So we're going to go ahead and see out what do you want to do. Add, subtract, or multiply. Now we could do divide too, but I'm just going to leave that out so the tutorial won't be as long. So let's go ahead and okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to use getLine, just in case the user presses a space or something. It's always good to use getLine with any type of string. So we're going to go ahead, type getLine cin math type. Let's go ahead and cin.clear. Okay, so basically what we've done is we've declared three variables, two numbers, and a string, and then we ask the user if they want to add, subtract, or multiply, and then whatever they type whatever they type after that is going to be stored in the variable math type. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a couple other functions. We're going to create int addition, int subtraction, and int multiplication. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fill in what we want each one of those methods to do. So we'll go ahead and type int addition, and inside of our two curly braces we're going to do what we did in the last tutorial. We're going to go ahead and declare two variables, int x and int y, which is just saying we're going to use two variables inside of this method that we can use anywhere else. So int x and int y for all of them. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to declare a variable. So int num answer, and we're going to set num answer is equal to x plus y. And now we're going to make sure you put a semicolon, and we're going to return num answer. So now we have our addition method done, and just because I'm lazy and I don't want to type everything out again, I'm going to copy this, come down below and paste it, and we'll just change this to subtraction, and we'll just change that, and then we'll do it one more time for multiplication. Okay, so now we have methods that will either add two numbers, subtract two numbers, or multiply two numbers. You should be able to understand this if you watched the last couple tutorials. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come up here, and we've um, after we've asked them what type of math they want, we're going to go ahead and see out you picked, and then we're just going to go ahead and display math type, which what that's going to do is it's going to say you picked, and it'll show whatever they typed in there. And then we'll go ahead and end the line, and then we're going to see out enter first number. And now down here we'll just do cin. Since it's a number, it's an integer, we can use cin. So cin num1, and we'll be going over exception handling later, but if they type anything other than an integer, then you'll get an error, and later on I'll teach you guys how to handle that. So cin num1, and then we'll just ask them to enter their second number, and then cin num2. Okay, now let's go ahead and delete this line. We don't need that. That's from the previous tutorial. Okay, so now we have everything set up. We've created methods for addition, subtraction, and multiplication. We've asked what type of math they want to do, add, subtract, or multiply. And then we had them type in their two numbers. So now we're going to actually get on to the if statement. So you're going to start off by typing if, and then inside of your parentheses, we're going to type if math type equals add. So basically what this does is, hold on, we have to put add inside of parentheses because it's the string that the user inputted. So if math type is equal to add, and whenever you put two equals, that means that it's testing the value. If you put one equal, then it would set math type equals add, and it would change it from what the user inputted. So if math type is equal to add, put your curly braces, and then we're just going to call the method addition. So we'll just type addition, and then instead of int x and int y, we'll just do num1 and num2. And now that we've called our method and it's taken num1 and num2 in the place of x and y, so it'll say num answer equals num1 plus num2 because we replaced those with num1 and 1, 2. It's going to return num answer so that we can use it. So we'll just do cout the numbers added equal num answer, and then we'll go ahead and end the line. Okay, so now I'll run the program, and then I'll run through the code real quick after that, and that'll be the end of the tutorial. So hopefully we won't get any errors. Let's see what happened. Okay. Now I got it. What it's going to do is it returned num answer, but if you just type num answer, it's going to say it hasn't been declared yet. So by returning num answer, that means that when you call that method, it's going to return num answer, and that's what it's going to display. So I did that wrong. We want to do addition num1 and num2. So basically it calls the method, and then once it runs everything, it's just like writing everything in that method. Once it runs that, it's going to return num answer, and it's going to display it right here. So now when we run it, it should work. So if we type add, it says you picked add, and we enter the first number 4, enter the second number 5, and it says the numbers added equal 9. So I know this may be confusing for all of you beginners, but go ahead and use a couple if statements in your programs. You can make like a little calculator or something, and go ahead, get comfortable with that, and then once you're ready, move on to the next tutorial. So thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe.